Japan is an archipelago of more than 6,800 islands, stretching over 3,000 kilometers along the eastern coast of the Asian continent. The country earned its poetic name, the Land of the Rising Sun, because from the perspective of ancient China, the sun appeared to rise from the direction of Japan each morning. With a population exceeding 125 million people, Japan is one of the most densely populated nations on Earth. The country spans 4 major islands: Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku. More than 70% of the terrain is mountainous, with over 100 active volcanoes, including the iconic Mount Fuji, which stands at 3,776 meters. Japan experiences 4 distinct seasons, each celebrated with unique festivals and traditions. From the frozen landscapes of northern Hokkaido to the subtropical beaches of Okinawa, this island nation offers an extraordinary diversity of climates and ecosystems within a relatively compact territory. The samurai emerged as a powerful warrior class during the Heian period around the 12th century, fundamentally reshaping Japanese society for nearly 700 years. These elite fighters followed a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, which translates to the way of the warrior. Bushido emphasized loyalty, honor, discipline, and self-sacrifice above all else. A samurai would rather take his own life through ritual seppuku than face the dishonor of defeat or betrayal. The samurai wielded the katana, a curved, single-edged sword considered one of the finest bladed weapons ever created. Master swordsmiths spent months forging a single katana, folding the steel thousands of times to create a blade of extraordinary sharpness and resilience. During the Sengoku period, also known as the Age of Warring States from 1467 to 1615, powerful samurai lords called daimyo battled for control of Japan. This era produced legendary figures such as Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, who eventually unified the nation under the Tokugawa shogunate in 1603. Japanese cuisine, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage in 2013, is far more than mere sustenance. It is an art form that balances taste, texture, appearance, and nutrition with remarkable precision. The philosophy of washoku, meaning harmony of food, guides every aspect of Japanese cooking. Sushi, perhaps the most famous Japanese dish worldwide, originated as a method of preserving fish in fermented rice over 2,000 years ago. Today, master sushi chefs train for a minimum of 10 years before they are considered skilled enough to prepare sushi independently. Ramen, another beloved staple, comes in 4 primary regional varieties: shoyu, miso, shio, and tonkotsu. Each region of Japan has developed its own distinctive ramen style, with over 35,000 ramen shops operating across the country. The Japanese concept of umami, identified by chemist Kikunai Ikeda in 1908, became recognized as the 5th basic taste alongside sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. Japanese food culture also emphasizes seasonal ingredients, with menus changing to reflect the harvests and traditions of each season throughout the year. Tokyo, the capital of Japan, is the heart of the Greater Tokyo area, which is home to approximately 37 million people, making it the largest metropolitan area on the planet. This sprawling megacity generates a gross domestic product of nearly $2 trillion, which would rank it among the top 10 economies in the world if it were a separate country. Tokyo is a city of extraordinary contrasts. In the Shibuya district, the famous Scramble Crossing sees up to 3,000 pedestrians cross simultaneously at each light change, making it the busiest pedestrian intersection on Earth. Just minutes away, the Meiji Shrine sits within a dense forest of over 100,000 trees, offering a sanctuary of peace and silence. The Tokyo subway system carries approximately 8 million passengers every single day across 13 lines and over 200 stations. Despite this incredible volume, trains arrive with an average delay of less than 1 minute. The Shinjuku station alone handles more than 3.5 million passengers daily, earning it a Guinness World Record as the busiest railway station ever recorded. Japanese gardens represent one of the most refined and philosophical art forms in human history, with a tradition spanning more than 1,500 years. These meticulously designed landscapes serve as three-dimensional expressions of Buddhist, Shinto, and Taoist philosophy. The earliest Japanese gardens were created during the Asuka period around 600 AD, inspired by the elaborate gardens of Tang Dynasty China. Over the centuries, Japanese gardeners developed their own distinct styles. The Karasun-sui, or dry landscape garden, uses carefully raked gravel and strategically placed rocks to represent water, mountains, and islands without using any actual water. The famous rock garden at Ryoanji Temple in Kyoto contains 15 stones arranged so that from any vantage point, only 14 are visible at once. Tsukiyama gardens feature artificial hills, ponds, streams, and carefully pruned trees to create miniature representations of natural landscapes. The art of bonsai, growing miniature trees in containers, requires decades of patient cultivation. Some bonsai specimens in Japan are over 800 years old, passed down through generations of dedicated caretakers who shape and nurture these living sculptures. Japan transformed itself from a war-devastated nation in 1945 into the second-largest economy in the world by 1968, achieving what economists call the Japanese economic miracle. This extraordinary recovery was fueled by massive investment in technology, education, and manufacturing excellence. During the 1970s and 1980s, Japanese companies such as Sony, Toyota, Honda, and Panasonic revolutionized global markets with innovative consumer electronics and automobiles. Sony introduced the Walkman in 1979, fundamentally changing how people listen to music. Toyota developed the Toyota Production System, which became the foundation for lean manufacturing worldwide. Japan invested heavily in robotics, and today the country operates approximately 360,000 industrial robots, accounting for nearly 45% of the global supply. The Shinkansen bullet train network, launched in 1964 for the Tokyo Olympics, was the first high-speed rail system in the world. Modern Shinkansen trains travel at speeds up to 320 kilometers per hour and have maintained a perfect safety record with 0 passenger fatalities in over 60 years of operation, carrying approximately 420 million passengers annually. Anime and manga have evolved from niche Japanese entertainment into a global cultural phenomenon worth over $25 billion annually. Manga, the Japanese comic art form, traces its origins to the 12th century Choju Giga scrolls, which depicted humorous scenes of animals behaving like humans. Modern manga emerged in the post-World War II era, largely shaped by the legendary Osamu Tezuka, often called the God of Manga, who created Astro Boy in 1952. Today, the manga industry generates approximately $6 billion in annual revenue in Japan alone. Weekly Shonen Jump magazine has sold over 7.5 billion copies since its launch in 1968. Anime, the animated adaptation of manga and original animated works, has captured audiences worldwide. Studio Ghibli, founded by master director Hayao Miyazaki in 1985, produced films that transcend cultural boundaries. Spirited Away won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature in 2003. The anime industry employs over 50,000 animators in Japan and has inspired countless artists, filmmakers, and creators across every continent on Earth. Every spring, Japan transforms into a breathtaking canvas of pink and white as millions of cherry blossom trees burst into bloom. This annual phenomenon, known as Sakura season, typically occurs between late March and early May, depending on the region. The Japanese practice of hanami, which literally means flower viewing, dates back more than 1,000 years to the Nara period around 710 AD. During hanami season, an estimated 63 million people gather in parks and along riversides to celebrate beneath the blossoming trees. The Japan Meteorological Corporation issues an annual cherry blossom forecast, tracking the sakura front as it moves northward across the country at approximately 20 to 30 kilometers per day. Tokyo alone has more than 100,000 cherry blossom trees planted in parks and along streets. The blossoms last only about 1 to 2 weeks, and this fleeting beauty has become a powerful symbol of the Japanese concept of mono no aware, a deep awareness of the impermanence of all things. The falling petals remind observers to appreciate the beauty of each passing moment, a philosophy deeply embedded in Japanese culture and art for centuries. Japan sits at the intersection of 4 tectonic plates, making it one of the most geologically active regions on the planet. The country experiences approximately 1,500 earthquakes every year, though most are too small to be felt. This tectonic activity also creates extraordinary natural wonders. Japan has over 27,000 hot springs, known as onsen, heated by geothermal energy from deep within the earth. The tradition of bathing in these mineral-rich waters dates back thousands of years and remains a central part of Japanese wellness culture. The island of Yakushima, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, contains ancient cedar forests with trees estimated to be between 2,000 and 7,000 years old. These towering Yakusugi cedars inspired the mystical forests in Studio Ghibli animated films. The Oiras Gorge in Aomori Prefecture features a stunning 14-kilometer stretch of mountain stream, flanked by virgin beech and oak forests. Meanwhile, the Jigokudani Monkey Park in Nagano is famous worldwide for its population of Japanese macaques, the only wild primates that bathe in natural hot springs during the cold winter months. Japan stands at a fascinating crossroads as it navigates the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. The country faces a significant demographic challenge with a population that has been declining since 2010 and one of the lowest birth rates in the world at approximately 1.2 children per woman. By 2050, nearly 40% of the population is projected to be over 65 years old. To address this, Japan is pioneering the use of artificial intelligence and robotics in healthcare, elder care, and daily life. Japanese companies are developing humanoid robots designed to assist the elderly, work in hospitals, and even provide companionship. In the field of space exploration, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency has achieved remarkable successes, including the Hayabusa 2 mission that collected samples from an asteroid over 300 million kilometers from Earth. Japan is also investing heavily in hydrogen fuel technology, aiming to become the world's first hydrogen-powered society. With its extraordinary capacity for reinvention, Japan continues to demonstrate that a nation deeply rooted in tradition can simultaneously stand at the forefront of human innovation and progress.